Hey everyone, my name is Matt, and this is Firewood in the Field, and thank you for being here. In fact, the whole purpose of this video is just so I can talk right to you for just a couple minutes. I have two main things I would like to say. One, I'd like to say Merry Christmas. This video is going to come out on Christmas Day, so I hope you and your family, your friends, or your dogs, or your cats, or by yourself, however it works out for your situation, I hope you have a very good Merry Christmas. If Christmas isn't your holiday that you celebrate, I just hope this time of year goes wonderfully for you and your family and everyone you care about. The second thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 1,000 subscribers. I crossed 1,000 subscribers just a few days before recording this. So to me, that was an excellent early Christmas present. I couldn't be happier. Thank you so much. There's a lot of channels out there in this genre of firewood and outdoor activities. So it really means a lot to me that 1,000 of you have enjoyed my content enough to hit that subscribe button. So I really appreciate that. I had a lot of newer subscribers very recently. I'd like to give a little shout out to thanks where thanks is due. Dan at Back 40 Firewood. I was on his live stream, about 50 subscribers shy, and I dropped a comment into the live stream that I was that close, and the whole Woodhound community seemed to really rally around. And we didn't quit that live stream until I had crossed the 1,000 mark. So I really appreciated that. That was really special to me. And for those of you that are new, a little about myself. So, like I've said in some of my other videos, I'm just a normal guy. I'm just some idiot that likes to make firewood. Nothing I do is the gospel. Nothing I do is the best way. But I just enjoy producing firewood. I sell a little of it. It's not my full-time job. I do have another, actual job that I have to go to pay the bills. But I'm in the middle of the country. I'm in a state called Missouri. Got a little 10-acre patch here, not a big farm or nothing, but it's plenty for me, and I really enjoy where I'm at and what I do. Why I do firewood? Well, I started as a child. We heated our house with wood, not 100%, but probably about 70% of it. We would with somewhat humble beginnings, right? But we had a good house. We had a warm place to live. We had a good family, and the firewood was a big part of that house being warm. So we had a fireplace with an insert with a blower, and that would heat just about the whole house. So I grew up, firewood was one of my chores as a child, and like most kids, you don't like your chores. Fast forward a couple decades, and I have my own house with my own fireplace, and I've got some tools at my disposal though I didn't have as a child. I've got a tractor, I've got a gas-powered hydraulic splitter, a couple of them, things that make the firewood job a little more enjoyable. Why I started doing it in this volume, more than just enough to heat my house, was a couple reasons. One winter, I guess about 3 winters ago, I had a enormous amount of logs, more than I needed, and I found myself every day off in January, and a lot of that time off between Christmas and New Year's, out in the wood yard just splitting. It was a little bit therapeutic. I could forget about troubles. I didn't have to think about work. I could see the fruits of my labor when I was done, and it was good exercise. I had been getting a little overweight. I still got a couple pounds I could stand to lose, but the firewood gave me something to do when I got home from work. If I didn't have, to run a kid somewhere or run an errand, but instead of just plopping on the couch, staring at the TV and eating a bunch of bad snacks, every day there's some kind of goal in the wood yard. It might not be splitting every day. It might not be running the chainsaw. It might just be moving some logs around, a little bit of organization. Could be anything. Especially in these winter months when we don't have a lot of daylight, having a plan to at least get something done with your 30 minutes or an hour you've got of daylight after work is crucial. So for me, it was good for my physical health. I found it to be good for my mental health, and it's an excuse to have toys. It's an excuse to have things like tractors and dump trucks and whatnot. So all in all, I've come to enjoy it. It's become a hobby of mine, as others have said on the interwebs. Apologies for the noise; it's pretty windy. As others have coined the term firewood hobbyist. If that's a real thing, I think I would fit squarely in that box. I want to give you a quick I'm going to take the camera and just walk around a little, show you the wood yard, the status of things, and what I hope to get done here with the upcoming time off work over the holiday break. Weather forecast is calling for rain almost every day the entire break, so I probably won't get much done on that. But okay, this is downhill part of the field. I just moved all these logs out here where they were at. It's kind of over in there, and it's a real low spot. So this, even if we get some rain during the holiday break, I can at least get out here and get some chainsaw work done. So that big old maple right there is gonna be what I get to test out. I got a new 36-inch bar for my Echo, and I've got a couple maples back there, another maple back there, and then all this over here. I'm gonna say it wrong. I'm gonna try, but catapula, I think is what it's called. I've never had catapula before. I read mixed things about it. I think it's technically a hardwood, but it doesn't have a high BTU count. Holds a lot of water, and from what I can tell, I think it's about like box elder. That's probably the closest thing I've had to it before. So not a bad firewood if you're burning recreationally. I think it'd be good for a campfire, outdoor fire pit, whatnot. Maybe not the best heating wood. And of course, all wood will burn, so if you needed to burn it to stay warm, you could. Got a nice little pile of cherry right there I got to get to. This is all hickory that I split up to 12-inch lengths for smoker wood fairly recently. And the wood yard, the drying yard, a little bit of a mess at the moment. I'm pretty thinned out and I'm really unorganized. Everything in my life is unorganized. The garage is a mess, my shop's a mess. But this, you can kind of see I got totes kind of scattered all over the place. So I started off with a line right here and I filled it up, and I needed more. And I got a bigger tractor and it didn't have enough room between the woodshed and the first row of totes to turn around. So my plan is to move everything that way a few feet and probably add 2 or 3 more rows of totes. Well, the ground's kind of wet. We've had that freeze and thaw and freeze and thaw and rain on top of that, so it's been hard to get the tractor out here. But I do like to put my totes on pallets. It just gets them a little bit off the ground a little more. And I found, these totes are heavy when they're full of wood. If this gets really squishy, they can kind of sink down in there. You just got them little bars on the bottom. So I'd rather have them on a pallet, less likely to sink. Maybe it's overkill having the IBC totes on the skids, but I like it. Some lessons I have learned doing it this way. I do need a little more space between my rows, because when I cut grass cutlings were blowing up and getting into the firewood. So when I started, dealing out some of these totes, I would see there's grass in there, and it doesn't really hurt it, but it makes it nasty. Grass holds moisture, and it's just not as good a product as I'd like it to be. And you can see my IBC tote tops, my rain caps. I do paint them because I'm weird. I don't have a better explanation. I thought it'd be a little less visible from the road if they weren't white, and they are, but you can still see them pretty good from the road. It's not like they disappear. But I paint them because I'm weird, and yeah. I really like this method with the cutting the IBC tote tank in half diagonally. I think it sheds the water and the snow better. You do have to put a strap on it. As you can see, I've got a tie down of some kind on all of mine. But to sum it up, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. 1,000 subscribers. I'm so excited. And Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you and your family. From Matt at Firewood in the Field. See you next year.